These are the past winners in terms of total. Kiriev of Russia won in Tirana last year, 389, and then a massive total the previous year. Kirisu, who's pulled out sadly, not competing today. You can see that there's been Bulgarian success and Polish success too with Simon Koleski further on down the order in 2099. Well, Leho Pence, you can see his name flashing at the top. 158, if you look at the top right of your screen, is what we're expecting him to come out and snatch on his first attempt. Now, these are the records. European record 188, world record likewise, European junior 185. I'm not sure we're going to get too close to the records today, but certainly the Zielinski brothers have some impressive lifts in their arsenal. 180 Adrian Zielinski has done, so just 8 kilograms off the world record. In terms of clean and jerk, 215 both of the brothers have done. Kirisu 226, and what a shame it is that he has pulled out. We can only assume it was either a problem with weight or maybe a last-minute injury. So Leho Pent to get us underway, 158 kilograms. Now, earlier on today we had the B group, and Minushi of France hit 170 in the snatch, but I'm afraid he then bombed in the clean and jerk. And Antoroikko of Finland, well, he managed to get a 154.201 for a 353 total. So that's leading from earlier today. Alongside me, Colin Bryce, is Michaela Breeze, former European medalist in weightlifting, to help talk through all of the action.
Well, Leho Pent opening his campaign for Estonia. Very solid 158 first attempt. Very fast into that receiving position. And good flexibility for these big guys to be able to get down there.
Well, we're expecting to see Stanolis of Lithuania perhaps come in at 162, so you could see Pent jumping to 163, 164 here and bringing someone else in. The highest posted opener is Adrian Zielinski.
Tomasz Zielinski in picture there.
Yeah, two brothers in the category. There's only about 18 months between the two. Tomasz is naturally the heavier of the two. Adrian has flirted with the lighter weights in the past, but they've either dropped or gained weight. And now they're both sitting in the 94-kilo class, and very evenly matched. Albania's Ervis Tabaku on 163 for his opener. Tabaku's personal best, 170, 7th at the European Championships last year. He has a European junior title to his name. He did that in 2009.
Oh, a nice change of speed as the bar passed the knees. That's where all the power is generated through the lift. Speed off the floor isn't really that important. Getting it to mid-thigh in the right position is, and he did that very well.
Yeah, the fear, of course, is if you just tear at it too hard off the floor, you can put yourself out of the right position for when you do get past the knees.
Definitely. Usually if you go too fast off the floor, you end up on your toes by the time the bar is mid-thigh, and that can then cause the bar to start swinging out, and that can lead to all kinds of problems. Keeping it on flat feet past the knee is the key.
5 kilograms of increase for Leho Pent of Estonia, 163 for his second. This is actually 3 kilograms above his personal best in international competition.
He's going to be kicking himself with that one. It might have been a personal best, but it's a weight he's well capable of by the looks of it. It's quite difficult as well, though. He took his first attempt, then one other lifter came out, so he had less than 2 minutes, really, to recover between lifts. And when you're at top end, lifting these kind of weights, less than 2 minutes is quite a tough ask.
Well, he may well follow himself here, in which case he's only going to get 2 minutes anyway, unless he starts to put the weight up, which, when you're getting beyond personal bests, is probably not that wise. And let's face it, we have 7 lifters in the category. Lejo Pent, on paper, is probably going to finish around 6th or 7th.
It looks like he is going up, maybe just 1 kilo to buy himself a small amount of time. Well, he's gone up to at least 165, because that's what the bar is going to now.
And he's bringing in Vasil Gospodinov of Bulgaria, who is going to come in at 165 for his opener. Gospodinov 166 at his best, so not far off his personal best. 9th at the European Championships in 2009. Seen too much of him since. When you look back in the history books, his highest ever international snatch is only 166, a kilogram above this.
Gospodinov gaining an experience lift by lift here. This is only his second call-up for a senior international, so he's come through the junior ranks quite well. Gaining experience on this kind of level is a different ball game. Playing with the big boys here. But he's in the competition 1 kilo below his best.
Now here's one of my favorite lifters. It's Zigimantas Stanalis, coming out for 165. And when the going gets tough, he really starts to scream and shout. Hit a couple of personal bests last year at the European Championships. Did a 172.208 for a 376. Got second at the Europeans last year. Was European junior champion in 2012.
Just indicated to the referees before he came out that he's got a dodgy right elbow lock, as is evident with that. It's more like he's carrying an injury, to be honest.
Well, that was definitely something wrong there. We'll have a look at this again. The right arm.
65. 165. Tomasz Zieliński, Poland, Polska. First attempt, pierwszy kwartał.
Tomasz Zieliński is coming out for his opener at 165. The less famous of the Zieliński brothers, but just about as good as his Olympic champion brother. There's a 175 PB.
Well, that's a super dynamic lift. First attempt, really solid in the competition, and he's walking off that platform like he means business. Isn't it great to see the two brothers going head to head? It's been a while since we've seen this. They both train at the same club. Technically superb.
Zigimantas Stanalis is next lifter.
Chernyshov coming out for 165. To start his accounts, the Ukrainian. He's done 175 at his best. 4th at the European Championships last year. European Juniors 2 years ago, finished 3rd.
used his legs maybe a fraction more through the middle part of the lift, but wasn't he quick underneath the bar? So I look to say, yeah, I snuck under. Very, very quick underneath the bar, allowing that bar to continue floating upwards. Didn't waste time trying to hang on and give it an extra tug at the top. Just more committed to getting underneath. Great lifting.
Looking pumped up, it's Leho Pent trying to get 165. He made that 158 look fairly comfortable in his opener, and 163, which was 3 kilograms above his personal best. No such luck. He's rolled the dice. He's going to 165 now for his final effort.
You've got to question whether or not that extra 2 kilos was worth the risk. He was trying to hang on to the rest of the field in this competition. Now got all the lifters bar one that have started, and he desperately wanted to stay in the mix. Unfortunately, that bar slightly out in front.
Yeah, you look at his total compared to all of the other lifters in the category. He is right down the bottom in terms of personal best. 356 is total, 160, 196. So he was always going to be pushing his luck here. Remember, 170 kilograms was done in the B group earlier on today. Manouchi of France hitting 170. So we're still not there yet. This is the Albanian, Ervis Tabaku.
The scoreboard says he's coming out at 166. So Stanilis has gone up to 167 after his first attempt failure. Nice and solid under the bar. That's some great lifting.
Off he goes, 2 successes. Just 3 kilograms up. Perhaps could have pushed it a little bit further there. 169 next, perhaps, or 170. I guess it depends. 6'8", really? You think they're playing
6'8"
conservative?
or 6'9". I don't think he'll go 170.
Not like the Albanians to go conservative. They normally come right out of the limit of
he
their
only took a 3 kilo increase though between first and second. That's what I'm referring to.
Great split screen here. That's Adrian Zielinski on the left, his brother Tomasz on the right.
And they will be warming up on different platforms with different coaches. The brotherly love stops before they walk into the warm-up room.
Got parked at the front door of the weightlifting hall here in the north of Tel Aviv. Now, last year he screamed and shouted like he was the Incredible Hulk, but he's up against it here. Stanilis from Lithuania had big problems with his elbow in the first lift. 165 kilos. He's gone to 167 now, having failed that opener.
You don't want to do that. A broken foot can be quite painful. Managed to control himself last minute, but looking at the first 2 attempts there, he's nowhere near this lift. He's just ducking out behind the weight, not fully committed. He's afraid of hurting that elbow further.
Well, last year he did a 172 200 in the clean and jerk, and well, we are down at 167 here, and he's failed his first 2. Adrian Zielinski getting called in. Is he going to open his account? Brother Tomasz has already done 165, which looked pretty conservative. Let's have a look at the overall standings at the moment. As you can see, Manouchi of the B group is still in the lead. Tabaku of Albania on 166 in second. Further on down the order from the B group, we had Sonny Webster and Owen Boxall go earlier on today. 146 and 145, put them in 12th and 13th. You can see Stanilis down the bottom still hasn't got one in, and Adrian Zielinski, the Olympic champion, 2 times world champion, still to join the party, still 3 full lifts to go. Well, he's very popular at home and indeed abroad, Zigomantis. Really aggressive weightlifter. I think his body is just letting him down here. He's coming out for 167 again. If he misses this, he's bombed in the snatch. Points to his elbow again for the referees to hopefully take that into consideration if the lockout isn't perfect. Still won't allow him a press out. It's not a perfectly straight arm. As long as he catches it in that position, he may well get away with it.
Oh, fair play, he's done well. Oh, no. That was one heck of a fight trying to stand with that. The time it took him to stand up, that's just excessive strain on the elbow. Not his day today. You never have to see an athlete retire injured.
It's not a leg strength problem, he's just trying to balance it. Couldn't quite do it.
Olympic champion from London, world senior champion from Antalya, world and European champion, junior champion, Adrian Zieliński.
Well, coming out now is Adrian Zieliński. 170 kilograms is what he's posted for his opener, and he's sticking with his game plan. Zieliński, a man who's done 180 kilograms at his very best.
When he's playing with these weights. Well, he looks a lot stockier in the heavier weight category.
Yeah, you have to remember he's come up from the 85s, where he won the Olympic title and indeed his 2 world titles. So enjoying the added body weight. Look at the power.
Well, he almost looked like he hardly set himself at the start. His backside was very high. But my goodness me, so powerful.
There's younger brother. No banter at all. You're right, they're going to play their own game here. He's going to come out and try and match this now, having done 165 in his opener. That just about had to be the easiest opener of the entire tournament, that first one from Adrian Zieliński. Now, younger brother by about 18 months.
Not quite as easy, but either way, still technically very proficient. Oh, I'd love to be in the training hall when these two guys are training. Wouldn't that be great to feed off each other and be constantly pushing each other? Quite often, if you get 2 lifters in the same club or the same area, it really does work well for pushing each other to bigger and better things.
Yeah, Poland has some great lifters around this weight category. Dowaga, of course, up at the 105s. He's snatched over 200 kilograms now. Coming out for Ukraine is Yaroslav Chernyshov. Hit 165 in his opener. Here's 170 to match Adrian Zieliński. And he is the lighter athlete, so he'll go into the lead of the clean and jerk.
Oh, again, cutting it a fraction short at the top. Needs to get full extension. I reckon he could have just given that a fraction more. Quads are working very hard to extend the knee, but the glutes are equally as important to extend the hip. You've got to get both firing together to execute maximum power through the floor to generate upward momentum on the bar.
Well, this is how it stands so far. Manushi 170, the Zieliński boys on 170 as well, but Manushi is the lightest of the 3, so The B group man still leads the way. Look at Adrian Zielinski just squeezed in at 94.00. When you consider he came from a lighter body weight as well, he's obviously been doing some good eating over the last couple of years. His younger brother Tomasz, we've seen him come out and do 165 and 170. I think probably 175 is within him today, the way he did that 170. That would equal his personal best. Chernyshov coming out again at 170. It looked difficult, and I think the coach is doing the right thing here, bringing him back out of this.
That's a shame. Lacking change in speed through the middle part of the lift. Just watch the replay. It's all one speed. Doesn't really accelerate upwards. It's a shame.
Yeah, never stood a chance of getting under that. Just never was high enough.
What happens when the bar is at mid-thigh is so important, and he really didn't attack it as he needed to.
Vasil Gospodinov of Bulgaria now comes out with a determined look to hit 171 and go into the lead of the clean and jerk. Gospodinov, whose personal best is only 166, 9th of the Europeans in 2009, is looking set here to annihilate his personal best. Hands right out of the edge. He's a tall man.
Well, he deserves that smile. Nothing better than achieving a personal best on a big stage. You've got one failure.
Yeah, I thought the right arm. Have a look at this again, just as he's standing up. The smile almost pulled it off. Well, no, maybe I imagined it.
No, that's more, if anything, that was shoulder movement. No problems there with the elbow.
Yes, the referee saw a bit of nothing like I did as well. They are pretty strict at international level. Ervis Tabaku going for 171. This would make it 3 out of 3 for him. Tabaku, like Zielinski, is right on the weight limit. Not a gram in it. He is 94.00 kilograms at the weigh-in today.
Again, a little short on the leg drive, had to swing to try and compensate. That bar never really slowed down overhead, did it?
You almost never see an Albanian lifter do 3 out of 3 in either of the disciplines, do you?
Well, to be fair, looking at the Albanians that are out there at the moment, technically there's a lot of swing on the bar. They're throwing shoulders back a long way. I don't know if they have the same national coach, but a lot of the Albanians seem to have the same technical issues, and that results in lack of consistency. A good lifter is a consistent lifter, simple as that. Consistency is what's needed at this level, especially when you're looking to achieve personal bests and push for medals.
Tomasz Zielinski of Poland. Well, it's automatically generated 171. I imagine it's going to be more like 173 or 4 here. Let's have a look. 173 it is, he's called for. His brother will still have 2 lifts to reply to this.
If you watch the difference between the two brothers, you'll see that Adrian comes out a lot more explosive through that middle part of the lift. It's disappointing. It would have been nice to see them a bit closer together.
There is big brother on the left. He's just seen Tomasz take his third and final lift and fail. He'll probably come out 175, I'd guess. Now, this is Gospodinov of Bulgaria coming out at 174. Gospodinov actually leads the snatch competition at the moment with his 171. But Zielinski, of course, with 2 reply lifts to go.
He's got it.
Well. PB of 166 is now a personal best of 174.
I'm looking at the scoreboard trying to work out where second place is at the moment, but if we remember the French lifter from the B group that doesn't have a total up there, he had a snatch of 170, so I think he's currently sat in silver medal position.
Yeah, Adrian Zielinski on 170 at the moment is actually all the way down in 4th. Here he is, the man who's favourite for the European title today. That's because of body weight. He's tied with Tomasz, his brother, and indeed the Frenchman from the B group. So this is to move from 4th all the way up into 1st position.
And to move his brother out of the medals. And either way, the French guy, Manouchi, will guarantee himself a medal.
Absolutely. He'll be ahead of Tomasz by virtue of body weight now. He does this, 175. He still has another lift to try and extend his lead then for the total.
Super easy. Fraction of a step backwards just to steady himself, but this man looks invincible today.
So much power at his disposal there.
And there's so much more to come as well. I really am looking forward to see how he progresses in this body weight. Coming up from 85, I'm guessing he had to diet quite hard to make that, but he's been over the last couple of years establishing himself in this category. But this is the first major competition we've seen him at a full 94 kilos.
Just fired up with that. Very impressive. Now, what'll he go to? Maybe 180, perhaps? His personal best is 180. Now he's at the heavier body weight, though. Perhaps a little bit more than that is what he's looking for.
Well, his clean and jerk starting weight is a good 10 kilos above the Bulgarian lifter. This is his brother he's got to be worrying out for in the clean and jerk. So the question is, does he take a safe increase just to get a few more kilos, or does he go for it and attempt a 180 or in excess of?
Yeah, the Bulgarian's on 174, he's just on 175, so there's only a kilogram in it. Let's say he does 178, should probably be pretty safe for him, I think. He would have 4 kilograms on the Bulgarian, and he's definitely got more power in the clean and jerk. We would almost guarantee him the European title already, but well, he's got so many titles already, world and Olympic titles. Perhaps he's just going to have some fun here. If he's in great shape, why
well, I
not?
don't know. The bar goes to will increase 1 kilo automatically, so it went to 176. He then has 2 further opportunities to change the weight. He's now pushed it to 177, so that's 1 change gone. The reason lifters use both changes is just simply to waste time and to give them a bit more time to recover. Every time the loaders have to go onto the platform to change the weight, the clock has to stop. And when they only have 2 minutes to recover, every second counts.
Well, some of the lower end lifters are already starting to warm up for the clean and jerk. We have just 1 lift left in this snatch. And what's it going to go up to?
They just called 180, so that's his second change of weight. That's the weight he now has to come in at.
Yeah, and the way he's putting the chalk in his hands, he means business here. 180 would equal his personal best. The double world champion, the Olympic champion at the 85 kilos. Has already taken the European title here in snatch. This 180 will put him 6 kilograms ahead of the Bulgarian, moving forward into the clean and jerk.
There's so much more there. That was not a limit.
Nowhere near. I think 185. Who knows? High 180s.
Well, consistency is everything. Superb technician, and we just see the power through the middle, the speed under the bar, see the dynamic receiving position. He never looked in doubt.
He started in B group. Now 10 minutes break.
Well, that was pretty magnificent there from Adrian Zielinski. Gospodinov also hit 3 out of 3. 174 looks a little more on the limit, though, but 6 kilograms up is Adrian. And then Redon Manouchi of France, who I'm afraid bombed in the clean and jerk, is in 3rd in the snatch.
Get the big BT Spring deal from the UK's most popular broadband provider. No one gives you a more reliable wireless signal than BT. So make sure you get BT Broadband Extra at our spring deal price of £6 a month for the first 6 months and £12 a month after that. And you'll enjoy free BT Sport, which you can watch online or on the Sky Digital satellite platform. No wonder BT is the UK's most popular broadband provider. Get BT Broadband Extra with free BT Sport for £6 a month for the first 6 months. Don't miss the big BT Spring deal. Call today on 0800 800 950.
Want to get more from your laptop?
I've just got a laptop and I've been told that I should back up my files.
Basically don't know how to use the laptop.
80 kilograms, Adrian Zielinski, the Olympic champion from the lighter bodyweight, has stepped up in style. And I think he could have perhaps pushed towards the world record there if he'd had another attempt or two, which was 188 kilograms. 180 looked so easy. Today's the men's 94s. Tomorrow is the final day, I'm afraid, but what a day we have in store for you. 11 a.m. Central European time, the men's 105s, and 1400, the women's plus 75s, and then the final list is men's plus 105 kilograms. The super heavies at 17:15 Central European time. Well, we have some great lifters tomorrow. Aram now is coming out in the 105 kilogram. The Olympic champion from 2008, who wasn't allowed to compete in 2012, not because of anything too wicked, just fell out with his, well, basically his entire country, but they've forgiven him, and he will be back out, hopefully on fire tomorrow. That should be fascinating to kick us off. And we'll be back here in just a few minutes as we still have the clean and jerk to go.
Things to do once in a lifetime. Fall in love. Learn to...
And remember, the leader of the B group's on 355, so he'll actually only go into 3rd place behind the Finn and the Lithuanian from earlier today.
Well, I was just looking at the weights that Chernyshev originally posted. He posted 190 to start on the clean and jerk. He's brought it down to 185, so indication that something hasn't gone quite to plan in the warm-up room. Not much wrong with the clean, albeit slightly lacking leg drive. Bar to arm's length, but hips behind the bar. That's going to throw the bar slightly forwards, attempting a Superman impression. No lift. It's tough now. He's got 2 minutes only to recover.
He is the lightest man of all of the 7 in the A group, 92.4, 1.6 kilograms down on what is the limit. So obviously not having to cut weight at all. If anything, probably having to eat big just to stay up in this category.
Yeah, it's a little too light maybe for any weight category to be over, well, 1.5 kilos underweight. you're giving away that kind of advantage. You're basically giving away that amount of muscle mass, and then you compare that to Adrian Zielinski, who's had to obviously cut to make weight. He's weighed in on the nail 94.0. He is obviously maximising every ounce of weight that he can, and to good effect.
Chernyshov comes out for 185 again. Next athlete we expect out. Oh, and it's just come up. Zygimantas Stanislas of Lithuania, it appears, has pulled out of the whole competition. He bombed in the snatch. I'm afraid he's out in the clean and jerk as well, due to injury.
That looked like a harder clean. Not surprisingly so, after only having 2 minutes to recover. Well, he really does need to go and compose himself. You can see just how much that's taken out of him. And this is where it really is tough as a lifter, when you're absolutely on your limit. Your heart rate goes from maybe 80 beats per minute, sat waiting anxiously in the warm-up room, to suddenly straight up to 200 in that one effort.
Yeah, because it's not like snatch. Snatch is virtually over in 1 second. A good battle in the clean and jerk can last 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. You're there, it's on your windpipe. Watch somebody walk down the stairs there. He had to put his hands on the wall. He's obviously feeling a bit faint. And, well, where can he go? Even if he goes up a kilogram, he has to go up all the way to 193 to pull in the next lifter on their opener, because Leho Pent has posted 193. So too Ervis Tabaku of Albania.
Well, the coach doing everything they can to try and get some oxygen in, but I mean, we didn't see the clock come up on, you know, on the caption there. It's difficult to see the clock from where we are, so, you know, if I were advising him now, I wouldn't send him out until maybe 30 seconds left, because he's not a lifter that takes too long to prepare and get ready. I'd be maximising every second off the platform, and at this point now I'd say, right, come on your feet, just to get the blood flowing, get the blood moving. But he's going to be breathing heavily still when he goes onto the platform now for his third attempt. This is going to take a really gutsy effort.
Well, having had 2 fails and 2 big struggles, you certainly wouldn't fancy his chances. It's because he has to follow himself directly. Maybe if there was another lifter or 2 in between, he could get 4 or 5 minutes of rest. This is a big ask here for Chernyshov of Ukraine. If he doesn't get this, he bombs out of the clean and jerk. He will not get a total.
Well, he knows exactly how long he's got. There's a clock on the platform that he can see. You can see how heavily he's breathing. That's a 30-second buzzer. He's still got 30 seconds. I don't understand why he doesn't take another 20. Feet need to be in line. Doesn't matter that he's facing a different direction.
Well done. Really well done. Chernyshov hits 185. I think it's fair to say against all the odds. And he looks absolutely shattered. 350 kilograms is his total. It's down on the men from the B group earlier, who are 355 and 5'3", but at least he gets a total. With 6 more men to join the party, as it were. At worst, then, he'll finish 9th overall in the European Championships. Well, when you consider he was 4th last year, not exactly a great result. So, Ervis Tabaku coming in for 193. You can see that'll take him up to 359. If you look at the golden graphic there, which will take him to rank number 1, and that's well ahead of those who went earlier in the B group. Tabaku snatched 166. It's 193. We're still looking at the likes of the Zielinski brothers doing their opener at 205, so still a good way away from the very best to join in.
may have looked a little wobbly underneath that jerk, but actually I think the position was fairly good. Had to recover back foot all the way. So if we watch when he lands in the split position on the jerk, ideally you want the front foot to move back foot to move forwards. You can't see it. Great.
I appreciate
We're watching this angle, and that's fine. See, he has to move back foot all the way. That puts the lower back under some strain.
Our television director, David Goldstrom, is no doubt listening. Thank you, David. And, well, this big man is going to be coming out next. It is Vasil Gospodinov of Bulgaria. 195, his opener. Look how tall he is. He's very rangy. Nothing like headbutting a wall to get yourself fired up.
Well, I've seen some tactics before, but never headbutting a wall. Hey, no sense, no feeling. He just wants that bit of adrenaline, which he's seeking.
Well, weightlifting is the ultimate explosive sport. It is who is the fastest man in the world over 1 second, basically. That's what it's all about. Who can recruit all of those muscle fibers, get this weight firing overhead. 195 kilograms. He did 3 out of 3 in the snatch to finish with the silver medal on 174.
Well, for such a tall man, that is a long, long way for that bar to travel. He did everything he could to try and give himself as much advantage as possible by moving the hands out as wide as possible on the jerk.
Yeah, he actually cleaned it with pretty wide arms as well. I mean, you see a lot of athletes when it's right close to their limit, they have to bring the hands in, don't they, just to get a better pulling position and then adjust once it's up at the standing point, but not him.
It's so hard to get your elbows high enough with your hands wide to stand up with a clean. It often pulls you forwards.
Leho Pent. .158 in the snatch.
197. No,
It's 197. He's a good clean and jerker, Leho Pent. 196 actually is his personal best, so he's going to be an even better by a kilogram. Things must have gone well in the warm-up room. He posted 193 earlier on today, but here we are, 4 kilos up on that. Still waiting for the Zielinski brothers to join in. They're the only two missing now. The Lithuanian has pulled out with injury.
And not the sparkiest of lifters that we've seen compete over the past week, but he's a strong man, working hard all the way through. Not happy with something there, lower back giving him a spot of bother.
Yeah, he's put a kilogram onto his personal best, but grimacing on the way off the stage there. Took an awful long time just to lift the bar. Some athletes really stay in that set position for ages. You could hear him almost hyperventilating there.
Well, it's, every athlete has their own way, but that he did seem to have taken in a bit too much oxygen.
Yeah, it almost looked like he was sitting in the Roman chair. That was always my thought for athletes who sat down there too long. You're just tiring yourself out. Now, you can see the Zielinski brothers down the bottom there. They're the ones to have your eyes on. They are still to come into this contest. Ervis Tabaku on 198, having hit 193 in his opener. A 166 snatch. So this will take him up to 364. but he'll still be behind the Bulgarian in the overall.
Oh, not got the legs for that one today.
Yeah, what do you do about that one? I guess try and bounce out the bottom a little harder.
Back to the gym and back on the squats, I think. There's not much you can do if you just don't have the strength. I mean, he got himself under it. Caught the bounce okay. Simply not strong enough.
Yeah, the sticking point was just quad power there, wasn't it? Look at this again. Bounces out the bottom beautifully. Brave under the bar.
More squats.
More squats. I don't know. Stick a belt on.
There's not much he's going to be able to do today. You know, he may just maybe try and come out more aggressively. If I was coaching him now, I'd be saying, come on, hit that bottom, drive out. But not much, you know, other than that, he did that. No. It's not like he miscaught it, mistimed it or anything.
A few Gospodinov headbutts against the wall to get him going as it's necessary, I think.
Maybe a slap somewhere. You see there, Chernyshov obviously struggling with a shoulder injury. Hey, the competition's done now. He can go away and recover, give himself a couple of weeks downtime, do whatever's needed to rehab that shoulder properly.
That's right. He's hit his 185, luckily, in that final clean and jerk. Sits sixth overall. It's still Gospodinov, the Bulgarian, who leads, and Tabakou, who is in second, coming out for 198 again, which would put him into the lead of... actually, it wouldn't put him into the lead of the clean and jerk, because the man from the B group, the Finn, did 201.
Well, he did mistime that one. You've got to know when you're at a limit, and I think that was it today. He'll come back stronger next time.
Interesting to know exactly how much he could front squat in the gym.
Probably not much more than 200. He'll probably get 210, maybe 220, but by the looks of the way this was, I remember the first time I ever clean and jerked, or ever cleaned 100, my best front squat was only 100. Usually there's a good 20, 30 kilos more, but I don't think he's got that much more there.
Right, this man looks like he could run through walls. Vasil Gospodinov of Bulgaria, 201 kilograms, loving the stage. 3 out of 3 in the snatch. If you were to get this, you go from 195 to 201 in the clean and jerk. That would match the Finn and Taroiko from earlier today in the B group. But he's slightly heavier, so he won't have the lead of the clean and jerk here, Gospodinov.
Equal to his personal best. That was a big effort. He's got that. I'm not sure how many more kilos there are there today. He had to work super hard to stand with that clean. Stay focused, stay composed.
Picks up that really wide grip, but he holds it so that his long arms, as he jerks it overhead here, are that bit wider out. Doesn't have to travel quite so far. He's worth at least another 1 or 2 kilos more, I think.
You reckon?
I hope so.
Be close.
I like him as a lifter. Now here is Leho Pence, the Estonian, going for 201. Looked a little on the shaky side at 197. In fact, I'd go as far as to say looked like he was carrying a bit of a back injury. So 4 kilograms more here. If he does this 201, he will go into the lead ahead of the Finn from the B group, because he is much lighter. I'm not sure all that hyperventilating in the bent over position is exactly the best preparation. It must have been 10 or 12 breaths he took there.
And the rest. Yeah, I can't see how that can be at all beneficial. In this position here now, 1, 2 short, sharp breaths. You can't take deep breaths when the bar's on your shoulders, because otherwise you lose your platform. You lose the strong shoulders.
Yeah, the breaths are really just to set your stomach, set your body. You can hardly fight the oxygen debt with just 3 or 4 seconds of action. Adrian Zielinski stalking round the back, won the snatch at a canter with 180 kilograms, and that's only 8 kilograms off the world record. I think everyone would have loved to see him have a 4th attempt, an out-of-contest attempt, because I think he wouldn't have been far off it. 2:05 is what he's posted for his opener, and Mika Antaroika of Finland, we haven't seen him because that's because he was in the B group earlier today. Gospodinov sits in second here on 2:01. Leho Pent on 197 in third. In the clean and jerk standings, you can see Zielinski there. They're both Zielinski brothers still to come in. And if you're Lithuanian, you'll be pretty disappointed to realize that Zygomantas Stanilis, I'm afraid, is out of the contest. He's a bull of a character, but somewhere along the line, I think one of his joints on his right arm has let him down. He bravely came out in the snatch, but it just wasn't working for him. Leho Pent, third and final attempt, 201 kilograms. I think we should start a stopwatch just for how long he goes down and puts his hands on the bar before he actually lifts this.
There's your hyperventilation. And that was a big effort to stand up with a clean bar on the windpipe. As we discussed, that didn't help, I don't think, at the start.
And I know you know the answer, Mikhaila, because you wrote it down beforehand. You're a soothsayer. I was thinking, how many breaths is he going to take? Mikhaila wrote 14 down on a piece of paper. I thought, that's impossible. I just counted them there. He really did do 14 breaths with his hands on the bar. And that's what happens. I think there's a pretty easy solution to that. Take a couple of breaths, go down, pick it up, and then a couple of sharp, short ones when you're in that position again. That did him no favours at all.
No, it's not a nice place to be when you're standing there, bar on the shoulders, and everything just goes black. At least he had the sense to put the bar down before he went down. Okay, we've got the technical referee now is having a look at Zielinski's leotard. He's obviously wearing some lycra underneath, and the jury wanted to have a look. That's phased him. Look at him, he's shaking his head. Nothing worse than a technical official interfering. Goodness me, just let him get on with the job.
Yeah, if anything, please do it just a couple of minutes before, not when he's walking out. Anyway, 205 kilograms to open his accounts. Before his brother Tomasz, this the Olympic champion from 2012 at the lighter weight category. He won the snatch earlier. Let's see how good he is in the clean and jerk. Wow, that came off the floor so easy.
So easy, but rounded his back as he stood up. That is kind of one of his, I guess, faults, watching him win an Olympic gold medal. He did the same. So strong in every part.
The same weight, 205, the same event.
And the only thing I will say is it's a real shame that Anatoly Kirisu of Moldova isn't in the contest. He was meant to be. He'd have been the man, obviously, besides Tomasz here coming out, the brother of Adrian, who would have really pushed the older of the Zielinski brothers, Adrian, because his clean and jerk 232 is the European record. Now, Tomasz going for 205 to match brother.
Well, very solid. I'd like to see a bit more spark in it. just not quite recruiting as many fast twitch fibers as his brother. Just looks a little bit, I don't know, more of a drag and a shove rather than an explosive lift.
Yeah, he's almost manhandling it a bit more with his upper body, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, either way though, solid first attempt. See how much further he can go. As the weight gets heavy, he's going to need to move those feet further forwards, further back to get himself underneath.
Gospodinov of Bulgaria, third and final. Now he's just seen Adrian Zielinski go into first overall in the total on 385. He's going for 205 here. He's on 375 now. This is not enough to pressure Zielinski, but at the moment he's equal with Tomasz overall in 375. So this will extend him away from the younger of the Zielinski brothers. He'll then be hoping to hang on to a silver medal in the overall if he gets this.
Hesitated before dropping under. That was a gutsy clean. And he's got it. That was a better jerk than his second attempt. Do you think he's pleased with that?
I think so, yeah. It's amazing how lifters look similar. I mean, you saw Georgi Markov yesterday, the Bulgarian with long arms and full of guts. And here we are, one of his training partners, Gospodinov. Look at this.
Personal best, or was 201, it's 205. 8 kilos on his snatch personal best. What more can you ask? Happy days.
Here's the current standings. In the total, Adrian Zielinski is 6 kilograms ahead of Vasil Gospodinov, who has no more attempts. Tomasz Zielinski is the only man with 2 attempts left in the clean and jerk, but he's on 375. Big Brothers on 385. So he'd have to put the weight up a huge amount if he's going to attack his family member here for the gold.
I think Tomasz Zielinski's first priority right now is to go to I would call it a 210, because he's 4 kilos down on the Bulgarian after the snatch, and he's heavier on body weight, so he needs 5 kilos more. 210 is the weight that Tomasz needs.
Yeah, Tomasz, who's backstage here, the other Zielinski brother, will no doubt be doing that next to try and get up to the silver medal position and make it a 1-2 with this man, who we can almost certainly say now is the European champion, with 2 lifts still to come. But he's only in third in the clean and jerk. If he gets this, he'll go into first there too. Right on cue, he hits 210, so right now he's got the gold already in the snatch guaranteed. He's got 1 lift left in the clean and jerk. He's in the gold medal position, and his total is a whopping 390 kilograms, which is pretty much impossible for younger brother Tomasz to trouble. And we almost 100% know what Tomasz is going to do. It's going to be 210. It's just posted up. Here we go. This to take him from third to second. And the Zielinski brothers taking home the top 2 medals back to Poland.
There it is.
1-2 for the Zielinskis then. He still has 1 attempt, so too does his brother. What are they going to go to? There's 10 kilos between them in terms of total, but they're guaranteed first and second. But what I will say is Tomasz, the younger, who's just gone, is the lighter man. So whatever Adrian goes for now, if Tomasz matches, then as the lighter man, he can take the gold in the clean and jerk. And at least he'll have a bit of gold bling to hang out with his brother later.
Do you know what? I wouldn't even like to call the weights they're about to attempt. The sensible thing would be 1 kilo, but it really depends on how much they believe in their own ability right now. I think they're well capable of another 5K. I think if Adrian can do 2:15, I think Thomas, if he matches that, will have done well.
Yeah, I mean, truth is, they don't have to do anything now. They are first and second, and if they wanted to just do a gentleman's draw, as it were, shake hands and say, right, Adrian, you've got the overall gold and the snatch gold and silver. But Tomasz is in the gold and the clean and jerk. Is his older brother going to let him have a gold? I don't think so. A little glance over. What's he going to do? 215 kilograms. Here we go. This is to equal his personal best and put the total up to 395.
It doesn't get much closer, does it? They've both got personal bests of 215.
Who are the family rooting for, eh? That makes it a bit tricky. Well, at least it's not like boxing where you have to go out and fight each other. So this will take Adrian Zielinski into the gold and the clean and jerk. He could then have the sweep of the golds here. Well, that's it. We know now that Tomasz Zielinski, with his 210, being the lighter man, has taken the gold in the clean and jerk. Zielinski certainly had the power for that, didn't he?
Yeah. That's the problem with weightlifting, is you only have 3 attempts. You cannot afford one small mistake, which is all he did there. Just pushed himself backwards slightly from the bar. That's a real shame. And let's see now if his younger brother can do what Adrian couldn't.
Well, it doesn't matter for him now. This doesn't change anything if he gets it. He's already won the gold in the clean and jerk. Tomasz, by virtue of body weight, it'll take his total up to 385. He'll still be 5 kilos shy of Adrian. But he will certainly get boasting rights here in the clean and jerk. Head wasn't in it. You know, he was celebrating backstage already when he went 1-2 with his brother. Adrian looked a bit more down to business. I think he was just happy to come here and get the silver behind big brother there, who's in shock. And Poland, well done. Magnificent. The Zielinski brothers, you just wonder whether by the time the World Championships come or the Olympic Games, whether they'll split away again, because there's even less places when you get to those kind of competitions for each individual nation. And whether the Poles would have 2 Zielinski brothers in one weight category is an interesting question. So gold in the snatch then for Adrian there. He's just talking about the way he missed that jerk. Tomasz Zielinski just didn't even give it a go in the end. He looked great at 210. I thought perhaps of the two of them, he actually probably stood a better chance. So there is the results of the clean and jerk, 205, 210. The Zielinski brothers doing almost identical lifts. Just the body weight, the difference between the two of them. Tomasz getting the gold, and Owen Boxall, Sonny Webster, 11th and 12th for them with 180 and 178. And Zigomantas Stanislas down the bottom, I'm afraid didn't come out. And Redon Manushi, who did so well in the snatch, 186, failed the lot, so didn't total. Well, let's just have a little look back at what we saw a few moments ago. Best clean and jerk, well, his brother managed this weight as well, but he is just a matter of a few grams lighter.
Great leg strength, great leg power. These lifters spend every day practicing and developing that.
So results total, men's 94, Adrian Zielinski first, 390, younger brother Tomasz on 380, 1 kilogram back, Vasyl Gospodinov on 379. Well, it's been another great category, really exciting. The Zielinski brothers putting in a great battle.
Third place, a little bit surprise, around
Adrian looking on superb form, as he has done for a number of years now. 2 world titles, an Olympic title, and it has to be said, this is his first ever European title. He's had a European junior title way back when. I'd have to check the record books. It's like 2009 or 8. This is his first senior one.
Well, it's obviously a competition he has not prioritised in the past. Good to see him coming here and really executing, though. He's added a clean sweep of titles now. Just interested to see the competition between these two boys when we come to the World Championships later this year.
But when it came to the clean and jerk, he was beaten by little brother. They both have identical personal bests at 2:15. They both did 2:10 on the day. Very well done overhead in the end. It's fascinating to see these two men in the gym. See who actually had the bigger squat between the two of them. I think Tomasz is naturally the bigger man, and Adrian, who's come up from a lighter weight, is actually the smaller of the two, but more explosive. But they are very evenly matched. Here's the medal table as it stands. Russia right out on top, as they so often are. 9 goals, Bulgaria on 6, and then Spain with Valentin yesterday on 4 gold medals, and Great Britain in 16th position, 2 bronze medals. Thank you very much to Zoe Smith for those. We still have more action to come here in Tel Aviv. The men's 105 kilo, 11 a.m. Central European time. And we have a ram now in that category. And then the women's plus 75 at 1400 CET.